me say we MPP media practitioner na nya ni bre ene otan ene bone ahoya na wo mu a there is no way within this 5 months you will sit down and talk trash and insult John Mahama. No, you won't do it. Yes, I won't feriadie umwadie. Feriadie umwadie. Sani atetewo, sani awowo. You can't tell me. Say within the 5, obi the 56 ministers, obi you 125, or the boss now why, or the boss now why, or the boss now why. Wafake kanokure oye baba baby a wote no kanokure ena auto aduane say forget about a year when people know awoye no oko felo gas ye say abanfo etu kwai passion air omate so 10%. This say no, omni bibia can't no omni adane personal attacks, personal issues, personal attacks. And no be set in your fe, no bimpa boanya fe. They don't have anything to say. Omunti me make argument bia. And no be as Magdal Maconi or say Royal Umbrella rice na 750 per bag, but say 580. 580. Sister Kwabna, Bobie then advise your younger brother Okatachi. Look, let me say this. Okatachi is my brother. I will never sit here and claim Okatachi is not my brother. Enya politics in Tina maybe you ama. No, I mean, this is the second time I have said this. I won't do it. We know each other from way back. And at a point in time, Okatachi support to Yeda. Yanedia now pay. And then they want support to what? Yanedia won't pay. Yes, that is nature. And we must respect a man for opinion. The same words you see, you know, when you are supporting us, the same words no you see. If you can counter him, you counter him. But I mean, we should so yenja obia no obia enye de woye yenja obia no so far as I mean say or cancel defamation, you can go to court. You can go to court. But the point is, I have received so many messages. And I'm a contra de be minianum and this for be didi matem ana mortgage NDC with a year a minian. No. The fact that Obi NDC money or Katachi or problem doesn't mean I should have a problem with him. How? Why? Sir, Ofri NDC Musa kwa MPP no. Oh no, yena juma na mesume yema juma. We meet, we chat, we laugh, and we walk away. In this and this year, we near. And then I say, I'm headache, so between baby and a juma. What do I care? I can only disagree with him on issues. It ends there. Yeah, we are a coffee bakumu. That's all. Yes, if you come and tell me Okatachi is better, I believe it. But it doesn't warrant me to have an issue with him. But we can disagree. We can disagree. Why? At the end of the day, your friend say, Otiko Jaba. And yani your friend say, Yebra Jo Mahamanum. Nini no omo. Ane Mutabawa. But they go to the same house. But they have different political opinions. Otiko Jaba atemdidie be na Otiko Jaba kra de na ni nua direct oni moja ene John Mahama o otimi di dinner time to sakola but they go to the same house. They go and sit down and eat, chat and laugh. Ebi kura Fir3s bi wo Otiko Jaba benya o JM ho a mi Bobie mi nya. Ebi a Fir3s bi wo a Otiko Jaba atemdidie wadi John Mahama nyina no obenya sesie ya me no kase ya mi Bobie me kosoro ba for mi nya sa favor no bi da. So at least sese kwabna makacho ye nyina kwabna ya asantefo oye nua you can only disagree with him. It ends there. Why no mo maka no so omodo do mo pa ti emo bi n2fo e ma onko ya de a enye. Yes, on disagree there. I disagree. Williams, so bet me akọ fi akọbọ no de a kọbọ no. Ya ne de minsu kwai. So bet me anante akọ katachi fi akọbọ no. Ko sa akọ no ojira wa sa bomi a no abo no. Now ko anyway, let's move on. Me say senye ahoya any otanya. And I would dare your friend say and down on prices dropped. Passing air and ye starting from 17th June what's and 17th and a down at the ha and at the hano the atu ase untimi nya ho hwe enie timi anum Gordon asarbedi ako kwaku dawro kwamia frifa ene omo aka say mo kofro passing air je madarumanti ya titi say hu dia kan de mobu na afuo ana asemo ana mo huru de monye ene mini akwa me free for say o pray wa ko hwe enu asemi hu so enasemi hu say video bi o de NPP mpanifo no so mo nya ni ye nam say wona kekakọ mo party na mo nchichiri ni ye agu NPP ne agu. Passion announces fare reduction across all destinations. Radin Kamebro ba. Adian in here. Vivian upon this will say, yay. Agu. I didn't come by fear. Yeah, Kakuduru was slow. Kwagu, Messi Kwagu, I didn't agu. Kwaku, for now, momo ya abaso. Kwaku, for now, momo ya abaso. Momo. Kwaku, kofru passion but never ready. Passion announces fare reduction across all destinations. Passion is delighted to announce a reduction of up to 10% in airfares across all our domestic routes. This fare adjustment comes in response to the recent strengthening of the cedi against major foreign currencies. Bam, I no go inside again. Kwaku weni aka no, kwaku dawro weni aka no. Dia aka ni nyina wa woni god mo ani abre no personal issues dem mo ani abre. Bring your figures. Bring your figures in 2017. Now this is for the figures mra. Bring your figures. Who ya ne say? And this year ne say, ukra 125 ministers. So now Jeffrey wonsam. Okoka, say, afi, kwame kwache kwa be Fir3s akọ Kumasi, any tamale. Yati to say hu. Tactics and wisdom. Nathaniel, thank you. Tactics and wisdom. O mine ye di nyansa ne bu mine, yemfa propaganda ni jimi. Ne nkwasi akeka. Yemfa propaganda any jimi ne nkwasi akeka debi ya di adwene ene bu man me pacho kwaku dawro minua wadaroma Fir3s almost say ratings no it will say pacho Mahama is the whole it will say Modi yakwaya kodru junkie for economy ni ate ho okrum ha me say mo pa yenhwe records mu fom na fe de yen kokrom na yen fa street a friend say politics and to form what the electricity kwa akoya conditionality tariffs etija na wo kasa now today and down no Fir3s upgrades Ghana's credit score to B NDA modi akoya and you see we have a reason why some of us ye mia ye ni say oh hwe kwame na ye beto aba na me ka asem wa say even if NDC wini no msi Bobie ni bibia di jaw no mutimi rani omani ye kura I'm fine I'm okay and that is why some of us we are not angry and I don't know why I should be angry at least and now me call mampo I mean now for me NPP I mean no mu nyina na ye nyini ye from why ye di agrobom ye tiwa na utimi say kwabra John de nyame anim ne kwabra John na me catch them. I told you guys. I told you say adwuma no e wo fom adwuma no wo fom. Yeah. Russia and Ukraine me mamu two analysis per me bia meje mama a divine kuma ne a friend say Charles McCarthy no my omadwuma. Me mamu two. Russia Ukraine war enyama akufuado ene baomia ede ye wo wiase tie baomia city depreciation baomia list key causes of economic strain me pacho yanko obi a wotie me o de ko
we had to undertake a major banking
me wia me the best send kwaku dawro me the best send ayimi nu akatachie na me the asande eye godin asare bedi akon we have the best
crisis reform that we consolidated a number of banks. At that time, 2018, 2019, this cost almost close to $7 billion for the country to save the banking system. Almost $7 billion. Now, the choice that was available was either you let the banking system collapse or you save it. There was really no middle way. Whose deposits were you going to let go? And we had to save the banking system and the deposits of 4.6 million people. Of course, we also had COVID coming in at the end of 2019, and we had the worst economic depression since the 1930s in the global economy, and COVID had its major impact. Of course, from the president's point of view at the time of COVID, the emphasis was to save lives and was not on fiscal discipline. And so we had to basically focus on saving lives at great fiscal cost. But before we could know it, Russia and Ukraine also came to add to our troubles. And we are dealing with those issues. So fiscal discipline really is the ability of government to balance revenues and expenditures. And when discipline is not maintained, expenditures inevitably exceed revenues, and that creates a deficit. Following where we are.
Elisa, we nyina na me dia sende minuanom. Omo bi wo untumi Bobie wo Bobie wo setting the records. Me kura me ko akobbo. Adian ne say enokre enokre. Uya no bibia nye Obi na ka say Russia Ukraine. So even they couldn't manage the fiscal policy, neither they managed to save lives. COVID they couldn't do say. What went me was say the any call how to hold on to the economy and blah 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 and still more spending and then while you were spending then basa okroma COVID no so ekufuado ne kofa bae bo ekufuado de ne emame wose bomb ba ku bia to a muntie de ekufuado ka che bomb ba ku bia to Ukraine hit your pocket that time near your inflation 54% na dollar na je free o mo nsem na bibia akọ endinkane Iran and Iraq na Mahama and Professor Jenana Opoku abeka say bomb bia when grade eja bomb hypersonic missiles ya dey say two button na rubber bi na tita atina form two na sa ya daso no na atino say the board so the two red light no
2 years ago, our world came to a thundering halt as we cowered from a health pandemic, from an unknown malicious virus, coupled with a devastating global economic pandemic. High budget deficits. 2 years ago, our world came to a thundering halt as we cowered from a health pandemic, from an unknown malicious virus, coupled with a devastating global economic pandemic. High budget deficits were no longer concerns of only developing nations. By 2021, COVID-19 had pushed Africa into the worst recession for half a century. A slump in productivity and revenues, increased pressures on spending, and spiraling public debts confronted us without relent. As we grappled with these economic challenges, Russia's invasion of Ukraine burst upon us, aggravating an already difficult situation. It is not just the dismay that we feel at seeing such deliberate devastation of cities and towns in Europe in the year 2022. We're feeling this war directly in our lives in Africa. Every bullet, every bomb, every shell that hits a target in Ukraine hits our pockets and our economies in Africa. Every shell that hits a target in Ukraine hits our pockets and our economies in Africa.
Oh, now our consensus sika no awia no. And no ka kire omo say ye to bomb ba ku bia ebo Ghana ni pocket. Yanga yasem, yanga yakeka. Kwa ku da ronti wa ntimi nu aketo a ti won fere.